Hey, hey, hey.
Hello.
Guess who's back with another episode?
We're consistent.
Well, I guess you don't have to guess who's back because, I mean, it's obviously us.
Listen, one day,
Yeah.
someday in the future, we could have guests. You never know.
We could.
Nathan could be here. I don't know who else. Someone else could be here.
I was thinking that would be a good idea to get, like, a guest on, like, a friend of ours. So that would be an interesting one.
That could
Because,
be a fun one.
yeah. But that's something to look forward to in the future, I guess. Future guests.
But
Maybe Chapel Roan. I'd be like, hey, Chapel, what are your opinions on friendship? By the way, I love you. Sorry. Manifesting.
Listen, I can see behind you your manifestation.
Yeah, the sticky notes. I'm gonna write manifesting Chapel Roan guest
Chapel
on
Roan
the
on the
podcast. She gets an email one day. She's like, "What does this have to do with my music?" Oh well. You know when that scandal came out with her like being rude to a kid or something?
Listen, I
Like-
told you about this. I did not believe the scandal.
I know.
I'm putting this out into the universe.
Ooh.
You know what, Chapel Roan? Do come up on our podcast.
Yeah, do come and explain yourselves to people.
I've said it once before to you in private, and I will happily say it on a podcast to the world. I am a Chapel Roan hater.
No.
When it came to that controversy, I was not here for it. The entire situation was fake and contrived.
He actually defended Chapel, and he doesn't even like her. Like
real haters hate for real reasons. That was not a real reason.
That was not a real reason. Me, I always liked her. I actually was like, I hope she was rude, but like, I don't care. But like,
you know what?
Yeah,
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
I feel like she should become more rude now.
I hope she becomes ruder. I hope she doesn't stop. I hope she sees paparazzi and kicks them so far that they go like flying in the air. Because like, you know, if I'm sorry, but like I don't know, I just feel like it's
you know
fine.
what? If that's her legacy, then that's fine. There are worse legacies to have.
These people wouldn't have survived when it was Bjork. Bjork. So, but anyway, with Chapel, yeah, people used to when that was coming out, people commented on TikTok saying like, "Oh, I was at a hotel, and she punched me in the face, and she did this." Like, they're just adding to the lies, you know. Or like, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's so
My
funny.
favorite were some of there were like posts from like random people who are like mothers and like people saying, thoughts and prayers to the little girl affected. People acting like she murdered a child.
She even seen the child. It reminds me of sorry, this is so weird that my brain's just going here. But do you remember like, you know, Madison Beer?
Okay.
And it just feels like
I remember her, you know?
No, because we used to talk about it all the time for some reason.
Yes, we
but
did.
like, I feel like people don't have a valid reason to hate her either. Is it just because she's pretty?
Yeah. Do people hate on her though? Do people hate on her?
There's Madison Beer haters. And I think it's because she's just so pretty. And like, I remember people would be like, "Oh, I just can't see beyond her looks."
That's a you problem. That's not her problem. That's a you problem.
That's so crazy.
Listen, if there are Madison Beer haters, then I guess there are people out there who hate fresh air, who hate crisp water, who hate a well-temperatured room.
I love Madison Beer. I don't know if you remember this.
Friends with Madison Beer.
Stop.
I remember.
No, I love Madison Beer.
You gave each other friendship bracelets. I remember everything.
Okay, for context, I used to talk about Madison Beer as if I knew her personally. So I was just like, "Oh, Madison Beer's like that kind of girl that you were best friends with in high school, and then she became popular. You didn't, but you guys still have like the matching friendship bracelets from that time." I feel like Madison Beer has a lot of depth to her. What is this episode intro right now, please?
Oh
God. Keep it all in.
Hi everyone. Welcome to this episode. You know,
yeah. On the topic of me and Madison Beer breaking up, hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Hi everyone. Yeah. This is Friendship Breakups Part
2. Yay.
I don't know what just happened, but we're here now.
We're here.
I'm very excited for this episode. Can I be honest?
I'm not excited to react to your research.
How do I word this? It's not that it's not the topic. I'm just excited to be filming. Part 1 will be our general thoughts and opinions. But while we do like to keep things organic, we do like to research our own selves. We like a bit of Substack. We like a good essay. Me and Kathy like to read.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we read things, we tell each other about them, whether it be a video essay, written essay, anything of the sort.
Any quotes we like, yeah.
And obviously, we're talking about our feelings and opinions at times, but we also don't want to come into a public platform.
We're both stuttering so much today.
I don't know what's wrong today. Don't want to come onto a public platform and spread misinformation. I'm completely lying. The beginning of this episode is me spreading misinformation. But when it comes to the topic of friendship, I don't want to spread.
We take it very seriously. Yeah.
So for today's episode, we do have some research. And I actually think it's quite interesting. It's one of those topics, friendship breakups. It's one of those scenarios where when you say it out loud, you'll say, well, yeah, sure, that makes sense. But how often are you actually thinking about it or considering it? So I'll get right into it. I know we discussed quite a bit of the different kinds of friendship breakups and how to deal with them. Well, what do the professionals have to say? I am actually going to start off by mentioning something you and me discussed a while back. A great way to really look at a friendship breakup is to compare it to the standards that we have a relationship at.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
When you have a romantic relationship and when that's coming to an end, you have that conversation, hopefully, for the most part. You say, we should break up, or let's break up.
Yeah.
That sort of conversation doesn't rarely happen in a friendship. Some people just let it go. Or there's no final conversation. There'll just be an argument. But what about the times when you're not even having an argument? You just want to end the friendship because it's not good for you. Is it common, or does anyone ever have a sit down and say, let's end the friendship?
I don't think it's common, especially from personal experience. I don't think it's common. But I do think, even in movies and stuff, do you ever see people, characters sitting down with someone and being like, I don't think we should be friends anymore? Is that a common phrase? I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
The
only occasion I've seen it is often the main character. Sometimes it's not the main character. Sometimes it's a side character.
Yeah.
Someone will say they're ending the friendship because the other person is not a good, not role model, influence.
Influence, okay.
But many of the occasions that I've witnessed this, again, in movies, there's still a period of slow texting, not replying to phone calls, not ghosting, but that slow distancing.
Yeah.
That often results in the person who's being called the bad influence to finally reach out and say, hey, what's up? What's going on?
Okay. I think in Gossip Girl, from what I remember, there were moments where Blair and Serena, they were being so toxic with each other. And I think they did have those really big, intense arguments where it did end up they were just like they just started cussing each other out and then walked away and then just didn't talk to each other for a while. And then there'd be a situation where they'd be in the same room again and have to make up, you know?
Mm.
Or they say that they missed each other. So in terms of movie and media, you do see two friends ending a friendship per se, but then they usually come back together. But in real
Yes.
life, that doesn't happen. In real life, you once the friendship's over, it's kind of just over, isn't it? In my opinion.
Yeah, I can't. Do you have any friendships that had an official breakup where you said, let's stop being friends, per se, and then but you became friends again afterwards? I don't think I do.
I've had like mega arguments with Jaffa Cake, going back to the cookie code. And there was a
Mm-hmm.
phone call where we were like being really like really emotional with each other. And then it was so emotional. And then like they were like, well, maybe we shouldn't be friends anymore. And then I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't. And then they just hung up on the phone. But then they phoned me back, or it was either me or them that phoned each other back within a minute. I was like, we shouldn't have ended the we shouldn't have ended the phone call like that. I was like, well, what happens now? I was like, I don't know. It's like crazy. I was like, sorry, I still have like PTSD from that. But like, that is the only instance. Otherwise, all my other previous friendships has just been from I don't want to say ghosting, but kind of just slow replies, never finding the right time to meet again. But yeah. So I kind of had a friendship breakup in that way, but then it was almost resolved and then it wasn't again. It was just very back and forth.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if we again compare it to romantic relationships, the entire process is different from beginning to end then. We've discussed this before. I think it was in Friendship Breakups Part 1. I don't remember. In a romantic relationship, there's that. What's the word I'm looking for? There's the idea of, I'm saying consent, but I don't know if that's the correct term. There's a distinction, there's a question. You say, do you want to go out? Do you want to be partners?
Will you be my girlfriend? Will
X,
you be
Y,
my
or Z.
boyfriend? Yeah, you don't go up to someone and be like, "Will you be my friend?"
That's not very common, especially after a certain age range.
Not at this age, mate.
Kids say that. Kids may say
That's
that.
cute.
But after a certain age, you don't actively say, at least for me, in my experience, I'm going to say from the age of 10, I've never officially asked someone, hey, do you want to be friends?
Exactly.
It turns into, hey, would you like to do so and so together? Go out.
Hey, do you want to hang out? Hey, are you free? Hey, do you want to go for lunch? Hey, do you want to do? Yeah,
And
that
then it
is
becomes
what it comes. Yeah.
repetitive.
Mm.
And then usually someone else will ask, hey, are you friends with that person? You can just say, yeah.
Exactly.
And so comparing that with breakups, so when you have a romantic breakup, because there was a question to start it, it makes sense there's a question to end it.
Oh.
So with regards to a friendship breakup, there isn't always a question to start it. So does that maybe help explain the continuity, that there isn't a question to end it all the time? At least it's less common than a romantic breakup.
But then that makes it come across as like any friend, like that means friendships come and go so easily then, if that makes sense. If there's no formal question and formal ending, are all friendships not just temporary then? It's a bit deep there. Sorry.
I would almost agree with you, but I'm going to elaborate based on what I understand.
Yeah.
I almost want to say a relationship is a commitment. A friendship, a very casual friendship, lacks that commitment.
Yeah.
I think when you're in a relationship, you're both holding on to each other. But with a friendship, the threads are a lot looser. And I don't know why. At least in a
I don't know
casual
why
friendship.
either. I don't know why either, but it's because there's just such a difference between romance and stuff like well, with romantic couple, okay, after you ask each other out, you date for a while, eventually the next question comes in, maybe, "Will you marry me?" You don't go up to someone and be like, "Will you be my best friend?" Do
That's
you know what I
another
mean?
thing,
Like,
yeah.
that's another thing, you just naturally become best friends.
There's this sort of changing in levels. Like you kind of
Yeah.
move through the levels.
But with
And
friendships, it just is, like, unspoken, like, you just mutually feel it, whereas in romantic relationships, you need to kinda communicate what level you're at, if that makes sense?
what I would almost argue with relationships, there are more defined levels, we'll call them,
Yeah,
but each level needs a conversation going into it. So, what I
exactly.
mean by that is you start off by saying, "Hey, we're exclusive, we're
Yeah.
dating." Then that can turn into, "Hey, we're officially partners now."
Mhm.
And then it can go on to, "Hey, let's get married." These are quite
Mhm.
defined levels that you kind of need a conversation in between sometimes,
Yeah, but with friendships, you don't have those conversations in between, do
but you're
you?
still moving through levels.
Yeah, definitely.
In a relationship, you kind of continuously go up until
Yeah.
you break up and maybe not start again.
Mhm.
Whereas in a friendship, you can, I would argue, you can consistently move up and down the ranks. You can be
Yeah,
acquaintance, casual friend, regular friend, best friend, and just throughout life move up and down.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that
S-
completely, yeah.
So, this is what I'm going to talk about as our first point. This is this a friendship breakup or is it a downgrade?
Ooh, downgrade. That's such a harsh word, isn't it?
It
But
is.
unfortunately,
But if we're talking about
I've been on both sides of this.
if we're talking about like seeing it as ranks or levels,
Mhm.
some people would argue a romantic breakup is easier than a friendship breakup. I
Yeah,
know
I've seen
you have thoughts on this.
yeah.
I know you've said you feel the opposite.
Did I say that? You know what? My mind changes a lot as I get older. I mean, when no, because there was a time when friend friendship was all I had, but now I have a romantic partner. The thought of me and him breaking up is terrifying. So, like, that would destroy me because he is also like a best friend to me. You are still my best friend, but he is also like a best friend. You know what I mean?
I understand you fully.
Yeah, so that would hurt me ultimately. But friendship breakups are very painful when you don't have the closure.
Can I ask you this then? And I hope I don't mean to criticize your relationship or anything.
Mhm.
Say you and your partner you were just partners, but you didn't necessarily consider them your best friend.
Yeah.
Would that breakup still hurt as bad? Or is it because you're losing a partner and a friend that makes it hurt double?
That's what would hurt me double time. But then actually it's situational. Like everyone feels differently. Some people would just be devastated that they lost a romantic partner, but if they had a lot of friends, then they wouldn't care that they lost that person, if that makes sense. If
I guess
some
everyone is
people
different,
or
yeah.
yeah, everyone is different, like, if if you're someone who only has their partner and then they break up, and then you don't have friends, then that would devastate you.
Mhm.
I'm somewhere like, I have friends, but because I'm getting so serious with my partner in this stage of my life. Like I just can't. I don't want to imagine life without him right now, or
Mm.
ever. You know. But I know I have friends to fall back on if anything ever happened.
I don't want to get into too much about talking about relationships, but
Yeah.
as a general point to make, we have often discussed this. We have had friends in our lives when they get into a relationships, it's plain for us to see their friendships take a step back, which
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. If someone
Mhm.
wants to prioritize a relationship, that's perfectly fine. Because,
Yeah.
like you've mentioned, while friendships are important, and we've said it time and time again, you don't want to treat friendships as disposable. There's still the element that there's a level of intimacy you don't get with your friendships. And I don't mean that in terms of physical intimacy, it's life intimacy. The reasons
Yeah.
why I do see why putting a bit more time and effort into your partner makes sense. As you've mentioned, it's not just a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's not just a partner. This is someone you need to think about moving in with, living with,
Yeah.
potentially having kids with, sharing a
Yeah.
bank account with. There are all these things that you don't necessarily do with a friend, but you may need to consider with a partner. Because, yes, you consider your friends in your future, but your partner, more so often than not, is also quite tied to your future.
Yeah.
In a way that I'm trying to say is your friendships don't necessarily dictate your course of life. Is that fair to say?
That's totally fair to say.
However, your partner can. So, for example, you and me are long distance friends. Us moving didn't change our friendship per
Oh,
se.
yeah. This is a very good point, yeah.
That, however, could be a deal breaker in a
If we
relationship.
if we were hypothetically, if we were in a relationship and you were like, "Oh, I'm moving to Scotland," I'd be like, "Well, I don't want to move to Scotland." You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
So
we can
that
talk
would have been
about
a
it
deal breaker. That would have been a
with
deal
your
breaker.
current relationship.
Mm,
Your partner is moving back to Canada.
because he's
Let's say
Canadian. Yeah.
you are someone who just wanted to stay in London, you had no interest in Canada. It would
Yeah.
definitely bring up a conversation about the future of the relationship.
It would have been a hard thing, but, you know, it was different in my situation because I and Darren will let you guys know that I've always wanted to go to Canada.
And that's
Um,
quite not I don't
it
wanna say
was a big
convenient because that sounds a bit
it seems it no, I'm not using him, like, it's just like it was always part of my plan anyway, and well, if anything, it just feels more like fate, like a twist of fate,
yeah.
because then I ended up, like, falling in love with someone who is Canadian, but, like, the first few months, it was a bit, like, in the air of, like, "Oh, like, what's gonna happen? Like, is he gonna go back next year? Or, like, how like, are we gonna make it work?" And then as the year went by and stuff, I was just like, "No, this is someone I wanna spend, like, the rest of my life with." So, it made wanting to move so much easier.
Because I know that's a question you had of, am I, Kathy, ready to move to Canada?
Yeah.
And that's a question where the answer came more and more obvious because you spent more time and invested time into your partner. So,
Mhm.
all of this is just to say, I understand why friendships can take a step back when you're in a romantic relationship. And I think that's fair.
Saying all that though, I don't think as much as I prioritize that relationship and everything, I still make time to have these calls with you and stuff like that. Like, I like to think I still maintain my friendships
I think
well.
you have a perfect balance. And I think we can say this, if you don't mind me saying, this is more specific to your partner.
Yeah.
Your friends are friends of your partner.
Yeah. My friends are friends with my partner as well, so it helps, you know? So we're making this work, and, um but I do have to say, like, going back to your point about, is it a friendship breakup or a downgrade? That's a really good question, because because I can tell, like, it's really obvious when it's happening, but I feel so rude, you know? Like, I never wanna downgrade anyone, but it just becomes a matter of, like, do your morals align anymore? Like, is this someone you feel good around? And if the answer is no and no, then you will just not wanna be around certain people anymore. Or you
Mm.
just don't have the time to be around that kind of thing. If if there's people who always wanna say, like, drink and do drugs and stuff, like, I don't wanna always do that. You know what I mean? So then that might cause a drift in our friendship. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, or if someone wants to always do this and that, but I'm in a different stage in my life. So maybe it's not so much I'm downgrading you, but I'm just upgrading myself.
That's a amazing way to put it.
There we go. Soundbite. And yeah.
Uh, so in general, when I was doing my research, there isn't that much research done on the topic of friendship breakups.
It's because
However,
people don't know how to answer this. Yeah.
however, there's more research on the benefits of a healthy friendship compared to the benefits of a healthy relationship.
Ooh, fun.
Research has shown that people with healthier friendships have better long-term health, better
Mm.
long-term well-being, and higher overall rates of life satisfaction.
Okay.
So someone can say they have a great relationship, but those factors will still be, on average, lesser than someone who's single but has great friendships. So
Okay, that's an
despite
interesting fact.
friendships having so many benefits, as we've discussed with the whole asking to be in a relationship versus asking someone to be your friend, growing up, we've discussed this a lot before. Growing up, there's a lot of emphasis on your course in life of how to eventually find a partner.
Mm,
Oh, and when you get a partner, you get married. Then you get married, you have kids. We're from a young age, we're taught this societal script on how everything should go.
mm,
Despite that, with research showing friendships do more for us than relationships do, we're not really taught with how friendship should work or how you deal with things in a friendship.
mm. That's true.
So I want to go back to what you were saying of downgrading as well,
Yeah.
and kind of what I was saying to tie it into this idea of societal script. So they're basically saying when you're a kid, you actually ask people to be friends.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, the opposite, when a friendship ends, they actively say to each other, let's not be friends anymore, or you're
Do
not my
they?
friend. Yes. Kids are more
Are
likely to do that.
kids are a bit more honest though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they have a very black and white understanding of what friendship is, or at least
Yeah.
friendships when you're younger are more black and white. It's about it's about fun, it's about companionship. Compared to what you were saying, when you're a kid, you're not very worried about, oh my god, what's my other 5-year-old's friends' thoughts on politics?
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
god, is
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, my 5-year-old friend's at the club too much. Like
oh my god,
Mm.
my 5-year-old friend is drinking too much formula milk.
That's enough, Pepsi they've had today. They traded their apple juice for some Pepsi.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
my 5-year-old friend, he said a bad word. Can't be
Yeah,
friends with him.
oh my god, yeah. Oh my gosh, my 5-year-old stayed up till 8 p.m. today.
So yeah, when
Mm,
you're younger, you have that more black and white understanding of friendship. So it's easier to get into it and it's easier to get out of it. However, as you get older, your emotions become more complex. So therefore, friendship can exist in a more gray dimension.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, with like a younger child, it will just be you're my friend or you're not my friend.
Yeah.
I feel like a child doesn't really have a concept of acquaintance.
And I think a younger child, they won't know how to do the whole ghosting. Do you know what I mean?
So interesting. Do you think kids ghost each other?
No, because they have to sit next to each other the next day, like in the class. You can't ghost someone that you have to like have lunch with, and like that's the thing. Like that's how most friendships are in school and like nursery. It's just convenient because you just see each other a lot. But like adult friendships is easier to ghost because a lot of the communication is through our phones.
Mm.
And with like when you're 5 years old, you're not like waiting for a text from your other 5-year-old friend, are
Listen,
you?
maybe 5-year-olds now are.
Oh yeah,
Back
maybe.
then, no. Maybe 5-year-olds now are.
Oh goodness, not my future child. Keeping that to paper and pen.
Listen, I've seen 5-year-olds fully on iPads. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, my nephew, yeah, is a full-on iPad kid. Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Oh yeah.
This
So I stand corrected. Maybe 5-year-olds are ghosting
maybe
each other on
5-year-olds are
Roblox.
ghosting each other.
Can someone confirm? Can
Any
someone tell me?
5-year-olds out there listening?
No, any parents listening, just let me know. If right into us. Be like,
I
yeah.
actually have friends who I'm sure have kids of that age range. I'm sure I can ask them.
Yeah, hey, has your kid ever ghosted?
Or been ghosted?
Hey, it can happen to any of us. So yeah.
It can happen. You know what?
Wait, do you think old people get old people get ghosted? Like 70-year-olds?
Isn't that just called passing away?
If I asked an old person that, they'd be like, yeah, the ghost of my dear old friend comes by every now and then.
No, because there's a certain generation that when they get older, like maybe it's me. Maybe
Isn't that just passing away? I can't believe you said that.
Maybe I'm too sensitive. Like maybe I'm too sensitive. But I've met, because I work in a cafe, I've met elderly customers who are like, I've just been to another funeral. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. They're like, it's fine. They were old. It was going to happen eventually. I was like,
exactly. I know.
I guess when you get to a certain age, and this is me.
That's how old people lose friends to death.
I guess that's what it is.
That's how it is when you're old. Sorry, like elderly old. Yeah.
And you know what? That's actually crazy because let's talk about it. Because if they pass away, who's telling you they passed away?
The children, and because like not to get too deep, but like my godmother passed away recently, and she was like really close to my mum. They were like my mum said that they've been close friends for like pretty much 28 years, even more than that, I guess. And then we found out through the children. Yeah. And I was like, so my mum was ghosted in that way. It was like, oh, it's not that she hasn't been replying to my messages, it's just that she died. Like,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
But I guess
that's crazy.
But I guess
it's not even funny. Rest in peace.
So you know what, Kathy? I think we need to fix a statement we said. I think we can get ghosted at any time.
Anytime. In this life and the next. Ghosting is just a universal thing, eh?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning new things.
Yeah.
This had nothing to do with my research, but at least I'm learning new
things. Oh my god,
no,
sorry, not to get even deeper, but like when my mum was like, oh yeah, she was like, oh, my sister hasn't messaged me in a while, but I don't think I'm being ghosted. I think she just has dementia or something. So sometimes it's not death, it's just like illnesses.
You know what?
Maybe I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's like the shock factor of it all. Like
maybe we don't have it that bad.
No, exactly. Because my mom is so strong as well. She's like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's not that they're a bad friend. It's just they're dying. You know, like.
You know what? I've always said this to myself. In
Oh,
situations where someone has cut me off or I've been
yeah.
ghosted by someone else, I
You
can
never know
always
what they're going through.
assume or at least hope, you know what? I hope they're doing well. In
Mm,
those scenarios, you can't really do that, can you?
no. But yeah, I mean, that's like, I guess we just went through the whole lifespan of like from 5 years old to old, like of how you can get ghosted.
It's something at our age we don't really consider. But so you and me jokingly talk about this, and you always laugh when I ask you questions.
Yeah.
But you always talk about the future, about
Mm.
when you're no longer here.
And yeah, I do this way too often with him. I'm always like, "Oh, can you tell my children and grandchildren that this is what I looked like when I was young?"
I don't know. To this day, actually don't know how I'd react
Oh,
if I
I don't even wanna
lost a
think
friend
about.
like that.
Yeah, oh my god, we're actually quite lucky in the sense that 'cause you know how we're talking about people who are a lot older than us? The
Mm.
elderly say they've been to a lot of funerals.
And they
I'm
do
lucky.
treat it quite
It's very casual
casual.
to do. We're very lucky, like, right now, there's not been any friendship funerals that I've had to go to, and I don't know how I would react either. That's a scary thought, I'm not gonna lie. That is a
Part
very
of me is
scary thought.
wondering, do you get to an age where I don't want to say you're waiting for it,
Oh gosh.
but rather it's just plausible? Because how do I word it? At our current ages, we don't think we're going to die anytime soon due to sickness or health
Yeah.
related issues. But when you get to a certain age, do you think about it more? Do you say to yourself, I don't have that much more time to live?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. At what age does that happen really? I don't know, but,
I can't cut this out because I feel like what I'm about to say is quite insensitive.
why are we
But
being emo this episode? Why are we being gothic?
I guess that's the ultimate friendship breakup.
Till death do us part.
It is till death does us part.
Well, that it goes back to your original point. A romantic couple has to say that stuff. "Oh, till death do us part." Friendship
True,
just
true.
happens. We just die. We just laugh till the end. We don't need to make that vow to each other. We just know that it will happen. Till death do us part. Oh god.
So, as we've mentioned, some friendships aren't always breakups, they are downgrades. You can go from best friend to good friend to acquaintance.
Mhm.
As teenagers, and we've touched on this as well with high school friends, as teenagers, the distance you have from your friends, the physical proximity, can change the friendship as a whole. Because, like
Yeah.
you said, when you're in school or in education, sometimes you are friends out of convenience.
'Cause you're just seeing them a lot. They're like, "Oh, we have double maths, and then we have this. Okay, I'll see you then." Yeah.
When you go forward, as we've said before, as you get older, your friendships are related more to your emotions, and the older you get, the more complex your emotional mindset gets.
Mhm.
At a certain age, people can start thinking about friendships or they go into friendships with a growth mindset. So, kind of what we were saying before, friendships can just happen sometimes. But I know you've said this to me, say in your like mid 20s, you don't just want to be friends with anyone. You start thinking more about the kinds of people you want to hang around.
Yeah.
Research has shown people who go into friendships starting off with that sort of mindset, those friendships do tend to last longer.
Mm,
Because
that's good.
when you go into a friendship with the idea of growth, those sorts of people are aware that a good friendship, it requires effort and it requires nurturing to grow. It's not something that you just let happen, it's something you need to make happen.
Yeah. You need to, like, both need to like, it's like I think Nathan said this to me once, it's like any relationship is kinda like, say if you got like, maintaining, like, a garden to, like, keep it nice and stuff. If you don't make the effort to do that all the time, then the garden will just turn into a mess or whatever, and it will just, and I do think a friendship can be like that as well. Whereas, like, if you both get lazy with making no effort, then what happens to the friendship then, you know?
Mhm.
If we're only messaging every few months to be like, "Oh, let's have a catch up," instead of making new memories together, what's going on there, you know? Um, I think as well with me moving to Canada, and we'll have to do another separate episode to this, I will be going into a new country, kind of, I guess, being selective of who I want to be friends with there,
Mhm.
because these are, I'm going to be kind of like a different person there, and I want to attract like minded people. So I will be a bit selective. I'll be grateful if I get any, like, good friends, but, like, but, it's you have to be a bit selective, I guess, as you get older.
Remind me of this. I might forget this, but this idea of, like you said, you become more selective of your friends, especially when we're older, especially when sometimes politics is involved.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't rarely know someone as well as you think you do.
And then when you find out something that shocks you, it's like, "Ooh, do I wanna be close to you after knowing that about you?" It's definitely a factor.
There's so funnily enough, you said something about putting effort into the friendship and not
Mhm.
just catching up, making new
Making
memories.
new memories, yeah.
In addition to that as well, what we just said about finding out new information about someone and it changes everything. I actually have a story about sugar-free cookie.
Ooh.
I had the exact same conversation with sugar-free cookie
Hmm.
because whenever me and sugar-free cookie did actually hang out, it was just a catch up. And so with Sugar Free Cookie, there was I'm gonna say 5-year period. We would catch up once or twice a year, not including the times the two of us hung out with you or wider groups. It was a one-on-one with me and Sugar Free Cookie.
Yeah.
But truly and honestly, they were just catch ups. We never did anything new. We never did anything to make new memories.
Yeah.
They just seemed really content with reminiscing about the past.
Mm. And it's okay to do that, like, every now and then, if you are actually making new memories as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then that not in some ways a friendship downgrade? Because you're not in any of my stories from present to future, you're just here listening to what I've been getting up to with my other friends.
Yeah. I see
So,
that.
that's a bit like, yeah. So, I I have been noticing in my life who has been making the conscious effort to make new memories with me, and I do really appreciate that because, it does feel like I'm on a certain time I move, so it's nice to make
Mhm.
those new memories. But I do also notice when someone pops up is like, "Hey, can we have a catch up dinner or something?" And it's kind of like that's all you do every few months, and it just becomes a bit like this could
You
have been an email. So like, do you know what I mean? Like, this could have been an email.
what's it
I'm
called?
not gonna
You know
lie.
what? I would rather I would actually really enjoy someone who I have not spoken to in a long time who wanted to reconnect and catch up. If they actually suggested an activity, can I say this?
Yeah, like,
I'm gonna put this out into the
suggest something
universe.
fun, like.
I'm gonna don't ask me out for coffee and don't ask me out for a meal.
For a
Can you
meal.
just say something completely left field and let's do it together? Let's
Yeah.
let's go to a zoo.
L
Let's do mini golf.
let's spend a weekend, like at a spa weekend, or let's go
Someone
to
actually said that to
someone
me
do
once, and
like
we
something
never
out of the
went through
blue,
with it.
you know? Yeah.
I would very much appreciate that.
Honestly, just give me something new, something different, like, you know. Otherwise, email me.
Email me. You said something. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Nathan said something
About the garden or something.
the
Yeah.
garden thing, I think that's a very beautiful sentiment and a
Yeah.
great visual imagery.
It is a
So
good
like you
imagery.
said, you need to put with gardening, you need to put time and effort, getting rid of weeds, addressing
Exactly.
problems,
And then the garden will
watering
stay
it,
beautiful and, you know, yeah.
nurturing it. And another element to that is adjusting as time goes on, because when it's summer and it's warmer, it might need more water.
Mm,
When it's autumn and it's raining, less water.
yeah.
When it's spring, that's when you see the fruits of your labor. In the winter, however, sometimes you need to put blankets on your flower beds.
Yeah.
You,
Oh,
with
it's beautiful.
friendships, you need to adapt because life is constantly going to be throwing things at you. Like we said
Absolutely.
with long distance, and what we've said about life priorities changing, say someone's getting married or someone has a relationship now, someone has a child. Life is
Yeah.
constantly going to throw things that can affect the friendship.
Mhm.
And the strongest friendships will be the ones that are always willing to adapt.
Yeah. It's true. Because have you heard, like, the one thing people say all the time is, "Oh, I'm busy. Sorry, I'm busy. I'm too busy."
Mm,
Everyone is busy. You are very busy, I'm very busy, but we make the time to nurture the garden.
hell yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I heard as well in the future, like, when people do get married and settle down, like, you know, their friendships do take a bit of a back step. But I hope that doesn't, like, I hope me and you will still. I feel like we'll still be really close, if I'm being honest with you. I can give you, like, really funny updates. I'll be like, "Oh my god, like,
Hey, I'm in
baby won't stop
labor.
crying."
Hey, I'm in labor. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
having contractions. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get a phone call from you. Oh my god, Darren, my water broke. What do I do?
Oh my god, it's actually happening, like I mean, yeah. I mean, I already text you, like, other intimate details, like when my period is and all that. Sorry.
Well, actually, going back to like life stages or like generations, I want to say it will be interesting to see how our generation handles relationships and friendships
Yeah.
because I can definitely speak for my parents and my parents' generation. They're essentially raised to put marriage on a pedestal.
Yeah.
They were essentially raised to make marriage and children their everything.
Yep.
I know for at least our generation, correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm misrepresenting people,
Mhm.
we've been told to be less traditional in that regard and think more about career.
Yeah, I think so.
And so I feel like this is a complete hypothesis, complete assumption. I would like to think that our generation will balance relationships and friendships better because we're not putting marriage as the end all be all. We're
Mm.
not necessarily looking at romantic relationships as the, the best thing since sliced bread.
Yes, that's true. I agree with that, but I do think what our generation is struggling with is how to balance just work life. But
That's
that's
just a
not our
complete,
but that's not
yeah.
our fault, actually, so that's capitalism, that's
Dare I
society.
say, whether or not people realize it, recognize it, maybe it just helps some people more than others. With as tough as life is getting, yes, your partner is there for you and can help you. Friends do that as well, sometimes better. So when it does come to close friendships, a lot of the closest friendships tend to be the same sex.
Not this
When it
topic.
comes to same-sex friendships,
Yeah.
female and female friendships, they're
Yeah.
more about emotional support.
Mhm.
Men and men friendships tend to be more about hobbies and recreational subjects.
Yeah.
So I've said this
Nathan
to
said
you
that.
before.
Yeah.
You and me are close, but do you think we would be closer if I was a woman? Conversely, do you think there are some things we wouldn't be as close with if we were the same sex?
If we were the same sex, we would be like that Barbie clip. I'm just like you.
Just like
Just
you.
that would be us. That's us now, actually. I don't think we could get any closer. You being a woman or me being a man wouldn't wouldn't change anything, I think. It's just about the soul.
I know in the past, whenever you've had a problem, you've said to me,
I
I'm
just
just
need
going to
my
speak to
girls
my
right now.
female friends about this.
Have you noticed that's changed now? I'm like, "Oh, I just need
I
to
was
talk to
going to
my
say,
I just
has
need
this
to talk to my
changed?
guys now."
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Actually, I think it's I liked I had a little bit of a breakdown, what was it, last weekend or the weekend before? And I called you, right? And we had, like,
Mm.
that long conversation, and you were like, "Cappy, I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm sorry if anything I say offends you." And you were just very honest with me, and I really appreciated that because I'm at a stage in my life now where I don't need yes men or yes women, like, I just need someone to, like, hear something and be like, "Okay, actually how you reacted was wrong, but I can see blah 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 blah." So, yeah. I actually, like, turned to you instead of, like, other people because I knew you would give me an stoic answer.
Mm.
So actually I'm grateful that you are a guy because I guess if you were a girl, yeah, I guess, like, emotionally, the advice might come out differently, I don't know. I mean, there are some girls that are a bit blunt with their advice as well, but I like our dynamic of how it is, and, I'm sure you've seen me spiral, like, emotionally, a week before my time of the month or whatever, and you're probably like, "What's going on?" sort of thing, and I guess if you were a woman, you might be like, "Oh, I get what you're going through," sort of
Yeah.
thing. That might be the only difference, but
And I think that's a big thing. There are definitely some parts of you I don't fully comprehend, but you have said to me, a girl would understand, a woman would understand.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I have a point here, and I can't help but feel like maybe you would disagree with this, but you let me
Oh,
know.
interesting. Let me know.
So, more commonly, female friends will be one on one, and in comparison, male friendships are more group oriented.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about my boyfriend and his kind of friendships. He is in a friendship trio with 2 guys. I mean, he's got other friends as well, but, like, would you agree with that?
It doesn't apply to my life, but I can definitely say I see it.
I see it, I see it. But in the same way, my friends I mean, I do have a lot of one-on-one friendships, but I've always had group friendships as well with girls.
I only have one on one friendships. I'm only part of one group. That's it.
I'll be honest with you though, I do these days, I do love a one-on-one hangout a bit more.
Do you think that changes with age?
Yeah, I think so. I think when I was, like, younger, I felt like it was definitely cool to be part of, like, a girl group or something like that, you know? But, I mean, I have a Dungeons& and Dragons group, which is mixed genders, actually, so
Mm.
that's cool.
I will
But
say this.
they're not my main friendship group, though, so I actually prefer my one-on-one hangouts because it just takes less energy or, like, I hang out with Arif and Grace a lot, and, like, that's That's a nice number as well.
Mm.
Just like 3
I
people.
I think a 3 people
3
friendship
people
group
can
is
be
quite
work.
nice.
But then it's funny 'cause, like, like, you hear before, like, "Oh, friendship trios don't work out and stuff." It's not necessarily when you focus too much on it being a trio, then it might be a problem, but when you just hang out, like, 3 people and you don't
But
think too
no,
much about it.
you and me have discussed this, and we cracked the code. The best friendship trios are always 2 girls, 1 boy.
Yeah.
2 boys, 1 girl never works. All 3 girls never works.
Oh, all 3 girls definitely doesn't work.
3 boys you don't see very often.
3 boys could work mm, if they were
But
all gay? Sorry, I don't know.
no, but
No?
2 girls, 1 boy, no problem.
Do you reckon? What if one of the girls was secretly in love with the guy?
Isn't that just you, Arif, and Grace?
Oh, but Arif and Grace are dating, so it's fine.
Exactly. But guess what? The trio still works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, you, me, Georgia, we work.
Mm. I mean, yeah, I guess Nathan has his 2 female best friends.
I've got my my friendship group, my trio of Leos.
Trio of Leos.
I'm the only boy.
Okay, it only works if the boy is pure-hearted. Like, doesn't wanna secretly sleep with both girls.
See, both girls is crazy.
No, but it's you don't know what guys are thinking.
But, like, in some scenarios, if the guy's dating one of the girls, I think it's fine.
Then it's fine, yeah. I think I just need to get over any kind of thing, like, yeah, it's fine. It's probably all fine. Boys will be boys will be boys, girls will be girls, they-thems will be they-thems, it's
Their
fine.
thumbs will be their thumbs.
Everything is okay.
What I was gonna say was, this is me fighting in the corner for the boys.
Yeah.
Sorry, girls and their thumbs. I have actually noticed, and I've seen, whether it be social media or people I've met in my real life, male friend groups where they're all like legit, like they're all like proper sound guys. They last a lifetime. Some of these all
No,
male
you're right.
friendship groups,
You're right.
like that is where loyalty is.
You're
Those are
absolutely
brothers.
right.
Those are
I've seen that.
brothers.
Yeah, that's it. When it becomes more like, "Oh, that's my brother," like, when you hear them say that, like, I've seen that. I've seen boys go hard for each other. And it's actually really cute, I'm not gonna lie.
It's quite refreshing to see.
It's quite nice. I think it's 'cause it's like, my brother, who's, like, 9 years older than me, he's maintained a lot of friendships throughout his life. Like, he's very popular. I feel like he has, like, 15 best friends. I'm not even joking. So,
I think
like
after a certain age,
Yeah.
you cultivate some really good relationships.
Yeah, it's true.
So what do you think about this point?
Yep.
Not to as a complete side note to what we said about male friends, but let me know what
Mhm.
you think about men as well.
Yeah.
In general, women hold a higher standard in friendships. So that's
Oh,
why breakups can be sadder and also longer to reconcile. Because I feel like that's a joke that I see a lot. Men can have an argument, but can become friends again like that.
yeah.
Women
They'll be like,
will,
"It's not that deep, bro. Come on."
yeah. Whereas if when women tend to have arguments, it can be harder to become friends again sometimes.
Yes, that's because with women, it's always that deep. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
if we're not arguing about the salad on the table, we're arguing about the reason why you don't understand my point of view about the salad.
I see that. I see that.
I see that, you know? Let me
Well, it's
cook.
kind of like what you said
Yeah,
about when friendships were your everything before you were in a relationship.
yeah.
With it being a female and female friendship, because
Mhm.
I think you always you said the blanket statement, friendship breakups hurt more than relationship breakups. But perhaps that's because for the longest time, most of the friendship breakups you had were female ones.
Yeah.
It's that idea where, similar to a romantic relationship, with these female friendships, they are more emotional based. So it's an
They are.
emotional breakup.
They are.
So some people have said that an issue with friendship breakups or breakups in general is our emotional attachment to them. So we've acknowledged that with a romantic relationship, you ask each other out, you make that mutual commitment.
Yeah.
Some people say a benefit of a friendship is you don't have that. So as a result, if a friendship is not serving you, it will be easier to let go, and you need to
Mhm.
know when to let go.
Yeah.
Unlike a romantic relationship, where you are going to have more of that conversation, with like the examples you gave, sometimes you just know that it's ending and you
Yeah.
just need to say it out loud.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I said something to you the other day, but I think it's relevant now, where I said, in terms of, like, friendships drifting apart and, like, if we should say that it's a breakup or not, some people would rather say nothing than say the truth.
Mm.
And I think I feel that way, to be honest. If I wasn't agreeing with someone anymore and I feel like our morals weren't aligning, I don't know if I could say that to someone. I feel like I'd have to, like, I'd rather say nothing in a way to protect their feelings.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's been done to me as well. I'm sure there's I don't know, what was her cookie code? Was it macaroon? Macaron?
Yes.
Like,
Coconut
maybe
macaroon.
yeah, maybe they felt like it was easier to not say anything.
It's interesting that we've had this conversation because the last point, or one of the last points, is literally about ghosting. And
We
it's
spoke a lot. I think this episode should be called ghosting.
yeah. And it's literally about how people end friendships.
Mhm.
But a very common consideration people take is not wanting to hurt another person's feelings.
Yeah.
And you and me kind of discussed this off the camera because of a situation I was telling you about, which is wanting to be honest with someone, but A, not wanting to hurt their feelings, and B, not wanting to be perceived as a villain in someone else's
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons, not one of the reasons, one of the results of this, I guess, conundrum that many people face of how to end something but not hurting someone's feelings or being seen as a villain is
Mhm.
ghosting.
It's ghosting.
Ghosting was the most common way that people ended a friendship.
Yeah, it is. I can see that. 'Cause no
So
one
this
sits you
study
down
was
and
done,
says, "Let's not be friends anymore." It is
yeah.
ghosting. Sad, isn't
And
it?
so what was the reason behind this? These were the 4 most common reasons. So this was a
Okay.
study done with 105 people in 2014. There was the loss of intent to maintain it. Going
It's
back
like the
to the
garden.
garden,
Yeah, the garden.
people just didn't want to water their flower beds anymore.
Mm.
People weren't getting the fruit that they wanted from it.
Yeah.
The juice was not worth the squeeze.
Yes.
This next one is funny. They found that friend annoying.
But you know what? That's so valid. That's like, when you get to the age of, like, when your frontal lobe develops and you get to a certain age, you just don't want annoying people in your life, I'm sorry. Especially I work in customer service, I have to see enough annoying people. I
I
don't wanna
think a
all my days off from work be with more annoying people.
I think an example. This isn't because this isn't something I've gone through, but I've been told by other people. The whole
Yeah.
annoying friend. This goes back to what I said about not knowing how to be honest with someone.
Yeah.
A lot of people are agony
Mhm.
aunts for friends
Yeah.
who love to complain. But so many times people never say but want to say that this person who is complaining they are the problem in all the problems that they're having.
Yeah.
And it can just be annoying when you feel like someone doesn't see that they are the problem.
Yeah, it's really hard. I think I've gotten better at a little bit of trying to say things like, "Oh, hey, why don't you try working on yourself?" Or, "Why don't you do that?" Like, I try and say things like that, but, like, you know, instead of just enabling people to think that they're never the problem.
Yeah.
Um,
In relation to that, you've got self-preservation.
mm,
Sometimes you are, protecting yourself.
yeah, I feel like I'm in that era as well, actually, yeah.
And in relation to that, you've got when someone oversteps a boundary.
Mm,
So, in relation to self preservation and the fourth reason, someone's oversteps a boundary, the reason why ghosting is the better or easier option is because it's seen as a defense mechanism
mhm,
against bad friendships. Because sometimes direct confrontation can be more harmful than helpful.
yeah. Yeah, I see that.
So we've discussed, why some people will have a friendship breakup and how they do it. So if we go back to what I said in the beginning, comparing a friendship to a relationship, when you have a problem in the relationship, you try to mend it, you try to fix it.
Mhm.
Why aren't we doing that more with friendship problems?
That's such a good point. It's true though, isn't it? It's kinda like, um, with friendships, is it kinda like someone does something, you have one big argument, suddenly it's over. You don't get the 3 strikes and you're out, you just get the 1. Isn't that strange?
Mm.
But with your romantic partners, we're like, "Oh, okay, they totally hurt my feelings, but I'm gonna forgive them. Oh, okay, they've fucked up again, but I'm totally gonna forgive them." Like, why is it different? That's a good point.
Dare I say, I'm aware that everyone is different,
Yeah.
but if I were to generalize, I would say with friendships, you do still have that 3 strikes and you're out sort of system.
Do you
However,
think?
compared to a relationship, every time you make a strike, you let that person know. Whereas with friendships, you kind of keep the first 2 strikes
Yeah,
a secret,
it's silent, you're
but
right,
the
you're
3rd
so
strike is
right.
where you kind of reach your limit and you say, "Yeah, no, babes, I'm done. This friendship,
Yeah,
cut.
but, you
We're
know, that's bad
over."
because to the other person, they think that's just strike 1 though.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, at least your romantic partner knows it's strike 17 or whatever it is, like that's crazy.
I feel so let's say someone has a strike. Let's say someone made a mistake, but
Mm,
then they rectify it and change for the better or change for the friendship.
yeah,
So people do something wrong and they fix their behavior.
yeah.
How many times, in reality, how many strikes do you have with someone where they're constantly changing and fixing till you say to yourself, they're not even, say, a good friend, but rather
Yeah.
you're making them a good friend, you're making them
Mm.
change, or they are just changing. They're like,
We can g yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say we can give an example of this, like, for example, the 3 strikes thing. Say if someone you made a plan to see someone for lunch, and
mm,
then they say their thing was that they were flaky, so they cancelled on the day or something. Okay,
mm.
fine. Is that a strike 1? Depends on the reason, right? Okay,
To be
say if
flaky, it
this
has to
keep
be
flaky has to be more than, like, a few times, I reckon.
3 is when
'Cause
I start questioning it.
alright, so but at that point, if you're gonna do that 3 times, I'm just not gonna make plans with you I'm sorry, like, that's it's just, like, because 'cause I know what I'm expecting you to not show up. What kind of plan is this, you know?
Once is
So
an accident, twice is a coincidence,
yeah,
3 times is a habit.
yeah. So, yeah, that's an example of, like, the strike system, I suppose. But then it doesn't
So
really happen with romantic partners, you just see them so much that flakiness is never really like an option, really.
Dare I say, you are more likely, I'm not going to say always, but you're more
Mm.
likely to bring up a problem in the moment.
If
Or
you're
say,
mature, yeah.
not hold it in. You will
Yeah.
eventually be outspoken about it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
So going back to why friendships are not worked on compared to relationships, I
Yeah.
think this goes back to things you and me say all the time. And again, I personally believe it has to do with how you're raised,
Mm.
because we often said some people just treat friendships as disposable, but the
Mm.
opposite to that is they see relationships as inevitable.
Yeah. But neither things are forever. Sorry to,
True.
like, burst the bubble. Um, but it's true. Like, we should see them both as of equal importance, really.
And I think the other element to it is, we're not all taught how to garden. So with a lot of
Mm.
friendships, people just expect them to happen and they just expect them to work out.
Yeah. There might be that panic as well where they see, like, "Oh, the garden is getting a bit messy. You know what? I'm just gonna run away, and I'm
Yeah?
gonna find a new garden." That's how some people can be as well. Yeah.
So if we continue comparing friendships to relationships, this is an interesting one. And this is my last point as well, but I feel like it will be our longest point.
Okay. Last point. Here we go.
It's the idea of monogamy.
Ooh.
For the most part, in a traditional relationship, it's one and one. You wouldn't
Yes.
like it if your partner had another partner.
I
We,
definitely would not like
however,
that.
do not mind it when our friends have other friends.
This is so weird. I was gonna mention this to you earlier. I was gonna be like, okay, is friendship jealousy a thing? And can you cheat on your best friend with another best friend? Like platonically.
Friendship jealousy, 100% a thing. Can
Okay.
you cheat on a friend?
Well, it's not cheating, is it? Or like, but that's what I mean. That's why it's different with a romantic
You can
relationship.
betray
You
them.
can betray them. Okay,
Cheat
cool.
on them is...
That's like relationship talk though, isn't it?
Is that
So
relationship exclusive?
so that's relationship exclusive because that's what like because that would be like, oh, hey, I'm seeing my best friend tonight, and that's like, oh, is that Darren? I'll be like, yeah, but actually, I'm gonna go see my other best friend. Like, but that it's not cheating or anything because you're ideally the best friends in your life should know about each other.
Yes.
Yeah, or they should be aware that you have other best friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Whereas,
Because
yeah, with your partner, it's like, well, no, you shouldn't be having other partners really if we're in a
if you're...
monogamous
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah,
So
but yeah,
friendships and romantic relationships, they have similar benefits. But with relationships, you are monogamous. With friendships, you're not. This, of course, does differ in cultures where
yeah,
you have more than one partner in some. There are even some cultures that say when you have a partner, you don't necessarily need friendships. Some cultures may say that.
interesting.
However, something that you can get in both friendships and relationships is jealousy.
That's
And
what I just mentioned, yeah.
it's not just romantic jealousy. So it's not your partner getting jealous because of someone else. And it's not
Mm,
just friends getting jealous of other friends. You can even have a partner be jealous of a friend and a friend be jealous of their friend's partner.
interesting. I didn't think of it like that before.
Well, you and me have often said things before. Again, I can cut this out if you don't feel comfortable.
I feel
There
like I
are
know where you're
some
going with this. I know where you're going with
there
this.
there are sometimes we say things because we've been friends for over a decade now, you have a partner who you've known for a year. There are some things you just can't. There are some things you just can't compare. And you've
Yeah.
often said to me, "Oh, I hope my partner, my boyfriend, doesn't get jealous of this friendship." I can say this: I have
Mm.
never been jealous of him, and I would like to think that he's never had a reason to be jealous of me.
No, as that's the thing, like, he's not I don't think he'd be jealous, but I think he notices how close we are, but I don't think he's too mature to be, like, jealous like that. But, I mean, if this was the other way around, I'd be like, "You're very close to that girl," you know? But, like I guess it's different because he kinda understands our dynamic. It's not like
Yeah.
a it's not like a out of context thing where it's like, "Oh, why do you always have late night calls with this person?" Or, "Why do you always say I love you to this person?" Like, he knows the layers to it. Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
With jealousy, it I would say the baseline of it comes down to being insecure.
Yeah.
Because with friendships, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive. One friendship shouldn't threaten another friendship.
Yeah, definitely not.
Because overall, like we've said before, we look at friendships and relationships, but we are often in our culture, in the era that we've been raised in, we've been told, marriage and relationships is the end goal. If we're
Mhm.
as lucky as someone like you, your partner is your best friend.
Yeah.
And as I've said, in some cultures, when you have a partner, they may say you don't need as many friends. However, time and time has shown again, friendships will still help you have a fulfilling life, whether or not you have a relationship or not.
Yeah, I agree. I think with the going back to the jealousy point as well, do you think that's why friendship trios maybe don't work out? Because oftentimes there'll be 2 people who are closer than the other 2?
I don't like the sound of that, but I guess it does
It
happen.
it does happen though, and I've actually been through that, so, like,
Yeah.
I can say that it is a thing, um, but I guess you're right, it wouldn't happen in a friendship trio with 1 boy and 2 girls,
Mm.
because I don't think the boy would care too much about being left out.
Like you said, if they were genuinely friends and no one was, like fancying anyone, unless they
Yeah,
were
and if it was
actively
if
in a relationship.
if it was all genuine and platonic, then there should be no insecurity or problems.
Hmm.
But yeah, but I guess in a friendship trio with 3 girls, there could be a moments of jealousy, there could be insecurities. Insecurities, we all have them, I'm not saying that no one should have them. It's just about knowing how to deal with them, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, because they
So,
can affect your relationships, so yeah.
so to end on this, I've got questions. So we don't have to answer them. This is for everyone listening. You
Oh,
can
cool.
answer if you want to as well. And I have some
Mhm.
quotes. So
Yes.
the questions I have is when it's common for many people to get back with their ex, is it common to get back with friends who you've had a breakup with? Do you reconcile? When a friendship has ended, were you feeling relieved afterwards? That's when you realize, was it taking from your life or adding to your life?
Mhm,
Were you
yeah.
getting positive benefits from it? So these are, I think one is a sociologist and one is a psychologist. I don't remember who is who. We have two people here. One
Yep.
of them is called Caitlin Flannery.
Hello.
And on the topic of how to deal with friendship breakups, Caitlin
Okay.
says, I don't remember, I'm going to say Dr. Caitlin Flannery. It's probably like dealing with any breakup, learning to accept the negative feelings that come around with it. Allow yourself to feel the grief and the worry, but then allow it to inform your choices as you move forward into other relationships. Then we have another person here, Dr. Grace Veith.
Hello.
She says, friendships are important. They are close relationships. So I think that we should give ourselves grace in understanding that a loss of a friendship is going to be hard. My advice would be to turn to your other relationships, and hopefully you have other friends that also value and you can rely on.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. It reminds me of this quote I heard years ago where it was like, they give you advice in school when you're young, and they're like, don't just have one best friend, because if one day that one best friend calls in sick at school, who are you going to hang out with? Do you ever hear that?
True?
So it's basically saying don't ever rely on just one person in general in your whole life. Make several friends and connections, but good ones.
I guess, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Unless it's me and you, then it's fine. Like, you. But yeah, the chances of people finding a best friend like you is hard in this day and age, I reckon.
Can we end this by saying, so Kathy was yelling at me the other day. Kathy, would you like to tell people why you were yelling at me the other day?
What did I say that you love me more than a chicken loves the baby chicks?
You said that.
No.
It's what you're saying about standards and how I've ruined them for you.
Oh yeah, you've exceeded them. You've how can any he just he called me earlier and he was like, "Oh, I ordered you a webcam for your laptop. It's coming." And I'm just like, "What? How dare you? How dare you exceed my expectations?" I don't have any expectations because you keep exceeding them. I don't know what to expect anymore because you keep surprising me. What's a girl to expect? I expect the unexpected with you. It's crazy work. It's great though.
I don't know if we've spoken about it, but the time I surprised you at one of your gigs.
Oh wow. There's a TikTok of that. That was actually a really nice moment. Oh.
Well, luckily as well, I said I was going to surprise you next week, but luckily you told me you will not be here.
I'm in Ireland, yeah.
All right. So, Kathy, this is going to be our longest episode ever. I don't know how I'm going to cut this short.
It's 2 hours.
It's 2 hours of gold. That's all I'm going to say.
The first hour was about death and were you ghosted or did they turn into a ghost? Which is hilarious. Yes. But we should end on a fortune cookie.
But yes. So,
right.
I hope you've, learned a lot or feel like you've gained a lot from this conversation about friendship breakups.
I feel like it was insightful. Did you find it insightful?
I think we spoke about things I wasn't expecting us to speak about. Not that
just how it goes.
How it goes, yes. All right, everyone, it's fortune cookie time. So mine says, you don't always need to go forward. Sometimes you can go backwards.
Interesting.
When you're in a hole, you should stop digging.
I like that a lot. Interesting. Retrospective. Mine says, a golden retirement with lots of pleasure awaits you. Manifesting. Wow. I'm gonna put that on my wall.
Why do I always get quotes, and why do you just get told I'm gonna be rich?
I always get told like, oh, you have amazing.
You just get told things.
Do you remember when you opened one once, like before the podcast? It was like you will wash many dishes in your life. And mine was like, you will be a star. That's so funny.
And you know what? I've washed a lot of dishes in my life.
Well, then that fortune came true, and that was a good little episode there.
Well, that was a very long episode. But I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it. I thought that was really deep. I hope there was some insightful lesson in there. And if you've ever been through a friendship breakup, sorry. But it does get better.
Yes, it gets better. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We are Two Fortunes and a Cookie on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Music, Substack.
Hey.
Check us out on your preferred platform. Please give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And we hope to see you next time. I've been Darren.
I've been Kathy.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.